Hey funnel builders, Mike Killen here from sellyourservice.co.uk, and today I want to talk to you about quite a sensitive topic, which is how long after someone signs up to an email list should you try and sell something to them. So when we work with customers, now you could use this information for yourself or you could use it when you're building email campaigns with customers. There is somewhat of a hesitation sometimes to email people and talk about the product or the sale too quickly, but also that some people kind of worry and they think, right, well, I need now that they're on my list, I can start selling to them. And as with all things, of course, there is a balance. You have to test things. You have to make sure what's right for you, what works for your business or what works for the customer. Most importantly, what works for your customer or their customers or the person reading the actual email. And that's what we're going to talk about today. There's absolutely no difference, in my opinion, in the type of email tool that you use. For some reason, I've seen some stuff suggesting that certain email autoresponders are better suited to selling earlier on, which is mental to me. I can't imagine why that would be true. If someone knows, let me know in the comments below, because I've never seen any evidence of that. It's just sending an email. Unless, of course, I've misinterpreted something. Here's what happens. Someone signs up to a lead magnet or a content upgrade. They enter their email address, and then after a certain amount of time, we need to sell something to them. The problem comes when our customers, or for our own funnels, we build out the automation process and we say to them, okay, when are we going to sell to them? And we actually kind of put it off and put it off and put it off, and we say, we'll get around to it. And sometimes we, in fact, never build the automation in at all. We just have, them signing up. The reason why people hesitate to sell to people on their email list is because they don't want them to unsubscribe. That's the overall reason. And if we look at kind of our fear-based justification for that, we've spent a lot of time and money trying to get them onto our email list. And then we feel, well, if we try and sell something to them, they're going to unsubscribe and they're going to go, well, I don't want spam. I don't want to be sold to. And we have to remember that if someone is signing up to your email list, they want help in a specific area. They want help with a problem, with a solution. And apparently, you have that solution or your customers have that solution. So when they sign up, let's say you work with a customer who helps people lose weight, specifically through a mixture of diet and exercise, and they have a coaching program. They maybe sell a few supplements and some exercise products, and they have a bit of a course as well as a coaching program and things like this. And they sign up because they say, here's how to lose weight safely without having to change your diet too much. Okay? If they come onto the email list, is it a fairly safe assumption to think that yes, they still want help losing weight safely? To me it is. And I would argue that you have a moral obligation to help that customer. We've talked about this before, this kind of moral obligation of sales. And I would argue you have a moral obligation to help that customer because you apparently are the person they've chosen to help them with this problem. So if they've downloaded their cheat sheet or a workbook or something or an ebook, and you've said to them, hey, we now have this course or these supplements that help you do that, help you get that same result, would it not make sense to sell as early as possible? To me it would, because I want help immediately. The reality is that people unsubscribe when they feel they're being pitched to too often. But the interesting thing is that it actually doesn't matter how many times you pitch or sell. That's got nothing to do with it. Too often has got nothing to do with frequency. If I sent an email every single hour selling a product that the customer wanted and they wanted to buy so badly, they thought, yeah, I'll buy that. Yeah, I'll buy that. Okay, so we increased their consumption every hour and they really wanted it. That's got nothing to do with the frequency that would make them unsubscribe. However, I would just pitch to someone just once a month, just one email a month asking them to buy something, then yeah, they're going to unsubscribe. So the frequency has actually got nothing to do with how often they feel they're being pitched to. You've got to think to yourself, how often am I going to try and help them? And instead, that's kind of how you want to flip that. And I would argue that you want to try and help them as soon as possible. Another misconception is that a lot of customers and funnel builders, agencies, everyone feels that they are more likely to lose a sale if they offer the product too early. We all have these funnels, in our mind. Ryan Deiss talks about them, Russell Brunson talks about them, Andrew Reynolds talks about them. And the idea is that if you ask someone to marry you too early, then they're going to say no. The reality is it's slightly different in real life with people. If I ask someone on a first date to marry me, yeah, they'll probably get freaked out. But depending on the situation, they might actually just think this guy's super intense, but actually let's just slow it down and I'll educate him a bit. But with a customer, the worst thing they're going to say is, no, not at the moment, thank you. No one has ever lost a sale by pitching and showing them the product too early. Ever. No one has ever lost a sale by showing them the product too early. It's ludicrous to think that people are on your list assuming they won't get sold to. That's mental. It's absolute nonsense. They know they're on your list because you are going to try and sell to them at some point. Now, like I said, if you instantaneously tried to pitch to someone as soon as they'd signed up, you could get a conversion. The difference is whether they perceive it to be valuable or kind of a waste of their time. The second email I believe that people get at Sell Your Service is regarding our $25,000 coaching program. This year alone, we've had 3 people sign up. It's not a huge conversion rate considering the number of people we sign up, but we do have them. And they don't get any other emails at all. It's straight away, hey, so this is the deal. This is a $25,000 coaching program you got. You in or you're out. And we've had 3 people buy it this year. It's one every couple of months, roughly. So therefore, the immediacy of the sale has got absolutely nothing to do with whether people will or won't buy. But interestingly, we've also had people buy the $25,000 coaching program months down the line when they know about it and I talk them through it and I kind of, carry on the conversation. They go, oh yeah, no, I do vaguely remember that. Yeah, I remember seeing it. So it also hasn't prevented them from buying it. And to my knowledge, no one has ever said to me, Mike, I'm never ever going to buy this from you because you pitched it to me too early. They might never buy from me because they don't trust me. They might never buy from me because they don't find my content useful. They might think I'm not valuable. They might think I won't deliver. They don't trust me. They don't have the money. There's a whole host of reasons why someone might not buy from me, but it won't be because I positioned it too early. So to flip all of this, my argument is you should sell to the customer as soon as you can promise to deliver on something they've already got. You should sell to them as soon as you believe that you have got something that they want. Now, yeah, we all talk about, indoctrination sequences and value stack sequences. I have them, because I want, when someone signs up, I want to over deliver on the amount of value. But I guarantee that there are some customers out there who don't want any of that shit. They don't want to have 15 emails sent to them and then a sales email. I understand the psychology, I really do. But the reality is I have more people sign up for an immediate upsell after opting in for like a $19, a $9, a $97 product or a $47 product. Those are the 4 price points we have. They're pretty evenly split. There are fewer people who buy the 97, but between 47 and 19 is probably the highest level. We have more people buy there than they do later on. Okay, the conversion rate is actually best on the thank you page, the immediate kind of thank you and upsell page. What's going on with my hair, man? It's humid out there today. So when we talk about those immediate sales, you should be selling to them as soon as you're convinced that you can help them and they understand that you can help them. As soon as you think that they trust you. Something that we tend to do is when someone, and we've tried this, we haven't really implemented it, but it's something I want to kind of try more of, is sending a value stack series. If someone opts into something on weight loss or SEO or whatever it is, we'll send them 2 or 3 or 5 emails, kind of bouncing them around saying, hey, you should check this out. Hey, you should read this. But as soon as they've clicked 2, the lead scoring system immediately says to them, do you know what? This person's interested. They're hot to trot. Why don't we send them an email that says, hey, I know you've seen this. I want to help you out as fast as possible. Again, we kind of bring it back to this doctor analogy. Would you rather have a doctor that says, cool, so we're going to, have to help you out. We're going to have to set the bone if you've got a broken leg, give you some painkillers. You go, okay, thanks very much. And then he goes, here's some more educational literature. You go, okay, cool, yeah, actually, can you help me out here? He goes, well, here's a pamphlet as well. Yeah, all right, thank you. Can we please set the bone? Well, here's a YouTube playlist. It's like, dude, fix the problem. Please don't hang around anymore, because what I need is someone to fix my problem. And the reality is the immediacy of the problem, the urgency of the problem will never be stronger than initially signing up to your list. The reality is it won't be stronger, okay? Over time it will wane, and yes, some people need to have that trust built, and they need to have that that cycle where they're willing to go through and purchase something after they've worked with you and after they've read the rest of your content. But also, there's absolutely nothing wrong with trying to position the product in front of someone as soon as possible. Here's the other thing that happens. If you wait too long, first of all, they will become less interested. That's a fact, all right? I guarantee that someone who's interested in losing weight now, or fixing a problem now, or reaching the top of Google now, or whatever it is, in 6 months' time will probably have a very, very different set of goals and pain points. If they don't, fantastic, but they could do. But I would be more concerned with someone else coming in and fixing it for them. I see it quite a lot when people say, oh, we just want to wait for a bit. We want to hold off. We don't want to pressure them. You're not pressuring them. You're telling them, hey, I can help you. It's, hey, I've actually got something that could help you and make your life better and solve a problem for you, as opposed to saying, oh, we just want to hold off. They will find a solution from someone else, someone who's willing to make that call and willing to make that conversion and willing to make that sale. I think the best rule is to test it, all right? Have randomly split test. One person sent one email and then a sales email, 2 emails and a sales email, 3 emails and a sales email. Hell, try 15 and then a sales email. But don't take for granted the immediate product upsell to say, hey, I know you've just opted into this. This is totally cool if you don't want this, but I wanted you to know that we have a thing, a high-ticket item, a product that solves your problem. And test it. No customer is ever going to unsubscribe, or no lead is ever going to unsubscribe because you pitched them too early. It's just not going to happen. If you pitch them too often, remember that's in their mind. That's not frequency. That's if you pitch them too often, then yeah, they might unsubscribe. I often say to people, they go, well, how many emails should we send a day? I'm like, well, if I sent an email every hour and every time a reader opened it, $1 went into their bank account, how often do you think that they would want that email? And they were like, well, all the time. Like, exactly. If I just sent an email that was just asking for money, not even really trying to sell, just asking for money, how quickly do you think they'd unsubscribe? Probably after the first email. So it's got nothing to do with the frequency. And when people go, oh, well, we don't want to be spamming people. Right, well, are you spamming them? Are you going to be sending them a deluge and a barrage of invaluable, unuseful information? Then yeah, that's spam. But sending one email is considered as much spam as 100 emails. They're exactly the same. It's considered as much spam. Someone's referred it to me as shit in your porridge. If you had a little bit of shit in your porridge, would you go, well, it's not that much, I think I'll just eat around it? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a little or a lot. It's still going to be something that you're going to want to eat around and avoid. So don't think to yourself, oh, it's going to be a little bit of spam. If it's useful, valuable information, people will want 2, 3, 4 emails a day from you if it's genuinely useful. Amazon sends me like 1 billion emails a day because I'm constantly buying stuff from them, and I usually buy stuff from the emails as well. Cool. Well, thanks very much, guys. I hope that cleared a few things up on how quickly you should sell to your customers or sell to a list subscriber as soon as they sign up. You can use this argument as well with your customers if they get a bit funny about it. Either redirect them to this video or copy it word for word and use it as your own argument. That's absolutely fine with me. In the meantime, I'm going to have a couple of other videos kind of on the screen right about now. One of them probably is going to be talking about who you work with, and another one is going to be talking about kind of the different email tools that are out there and what to do if someone else wants to use their tools. I am Mike from Sell Your Service. Thanks very much for watching. In the meantime, guys, I will see you later, and keep building those funnels.